Hey guys, Simon from SD AvGeek here. Today I'm taking my first flight in 14 months. I'm flying on Delta from San Diego to JFK. I'm excited and a little bit nervous at the same time, but let's take a walk into the terminal and see how this goes. With my flight being at the end of April, the airport was still very quiet. Walking into the terminal, you could see rows and rows of empty check-in desks, very few passengers in sight, mostly staff, very quiet indeed. Having checked in, I headed towards the TSA pre-check line, although to be quite honest, the security was so quiet you could have just walked through the regular line in a matter of minutes. I headed upstairs into the Delta Sky Club because it was very apparent that there was not a lot open in the main terminal. Most shops, restaurants and bars were closed. In fact, this was the first time in 14 months that the Delta Sky Club had opened. And while the food service was a little limited, there was still a full bar. The service was absolutely fantastic. And as an AvGeek, I really appreciated the amazing views of the airport from the balcony.
Continue with those passengers seated in rows 35 to 40. Rows 35 and 40, you're welcome to board at this time. Ask that you board during the time that your row is called for a smooth and quick boarding process. We're trying to get out of here.
My flight to JFK this afternoon was on this 24-year-old Boeing 767-300 series, and it really was a pleasure to be flying on a wide body on a route that's traditionally served by Boeing 737s and 757s and smaller Airbus aircraft as well. The seating in this Boeing 767-300 series is in a 2-3-2 situation in economy, and I found the seats to be quite comfortable, although it definitely helped not having anyone sat next to me, so I had a little bit of extra space to stretch out on. Each seat has its own television, and there's a good selection of TV and movies, and if you want to, you can follow your flight's progress on the in-flight map as well. So, I'm about an hour into the flight right now. So far, I have to say that the Boeing 767-300 is really comfortable. I wondered because, you know, this plane is 24 years old and clearly it's had a refit or two along the way, but it's really good. and also the plane is immaculately clean. And you would expect that in a pandemic, I guess, but I was skeptical because the plane was in New York this morning for 2 hours. It got in from Senegal, went from Senegal to New York, spent 2 hours in New York, then came straight out to San Diego, had 2 hours in San Diego, and then we're heading out again. And I wondered how they could actually do this cleaning protocol where they claim that everything is wiped down and everything was so hygienic. But I have to say, this is quite possibly the cleanest aircraft I have ever been on. The screens, the touch screens have clearly been, every screen has been cleaned. The carpet's immaculate, the seats are immaculate, the safety card and the holders for the safety card is immaculate. It's really nice, and it's even better because the flight is probably just over half full, so I don't have anyone sat next to me. So far for my first flight for 14 months, this has been a massively pleasant experience. Well done to Delta. Really good job on inspiring confidence in the customer that it is safe to fly, it is clean, it is hygienic. The one thing that you have to get used to flying during this pandemic is that the in-flight service has been massively scaled back. There's no food to purchase or anything like that. I pretty much survived on my one bottle of Chardonnay, a packet of peanuts, and the best snack in the sky, the Delta Biscoff. Well, after a flight time of 4 hours and 23 minutes, cruising between 37 and 39,000 feet for the majority of the journey, we arrived in New York an hour early at 7:56 p.m. local time. So that's it, guys. Fantastic flight with Delta. Very trimmed down service, which is what is to be expected. But the flight was comfortable, the plane was great, it was quiet. Absolutely no complaints. Great to be in New York. 5 hours went by very quickly indeed. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next one. And thanks for checking in with me today. Take care. Your SDF Geek.